Revenge is not something new. Humans have sought and enacted revenge probably since our species evolved. Stories of revenge fill literature, poetry, and song. Aside from revenge for wrongs done to us, we do it for those we love, for our family and friends, and even often for our nation. Revenge can be a long, planned out affair, or as in today's case, it can come on in a temporary psychological state that's caused by trauma. Jeff Doucet was a 25-year-old man who taught karate in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He was also a pedophile. He was never convicted for his crimes, but we can easily assess from the evidence available that he was, in fact, a pedophile. According to reporters at ESPN, a rape kit would prove sodomy at a minimum. He probably should have spent the rest of his life behind the bars of a prison for what he did, but that would not be the case. Back in 1983 and 1984, Doucet was instructing Jodi Plauche in karate. He was also grooming the 11-year-old before he elevated his evil to sexual molestation and abuse. On February 14, 1984, Doucet kidnapped young Jodi and took him to a motel in Anaheim, California. In that motel room, Doucet continued the molestation and the abuse. In the meantime, a nationwide search was underway for Jodi. His parents, Gary and June, who were separated at the time, wanted nothing more than to find Jodi and have him returned home. By March 1st, 1984, Gary and June understood what had happened to their son, and while he was in that motel in California, and even before that, Gary would tell a news crew that he felt helpless. Doucet allowed Jodi to make a collect call home to his mom from the motel, and Jodi was then rescued and Doucet arrested. Jodi was returned to his family on March 1st. It took a few more weeks for Doucet to be returned. He was flown back from California to Louisiana on March 16th, 1984, in the company of police officers. A local news channel was there to film the return. Full video of what happened next leaked online, and we have no plans to show that here, and instead we'll show just a short portion of the clip. A member of the WBRZ TV news crew told Gary when Doucet would be arriving at the airport, so Gary was waiting at the Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport with a revolver. He stood at a bank of phones with a baseball cap and sunglasses on. When police walked past the bank of phones, Gary turned and fired his revolver once, hitting Doucet in the head at point-blank range. Doucet was taken to hospital in a coma and died the following day. Police immediately captured and restrained Gary, who they now recognized. Gary was charged with second-degree murder. However, a plea bargain would see him plead no contest to manslaughter. He received a 7-year sentence, suspended, with 5 years probation and 300 community service hours. Psychological reports indicated that there was no risk of the man ever committing another crime. Gary passed away right before his 69th birthday, and he would give an interview close to that time, indicating that he would do the same again if he had to. Jodi has written a book about what happened called Why Gary Why? The Jodi Plauche story. For those interested in reading more, he was angry at his father for killing Doucet. Quote, "I didn't want him dead, I just wanted him to stop," end quote. He would say decades later. Jodi went on to help other parents reduce the risk that pedophiles pose to their kids through work at a victim services center. Jodi says that his father was too extreme, and that is why he felt that he couldn't tell his parents what had been happening to him. He was afraid of what his father would do, how he might react violently toward his abuser. He wants parents to learn the signs and the tactics of pedophiles so that they are better able to protect their children before it comes to a very final act of vengeance. He feels it's more important for a parent to be there to help support their child than put themselves in a place to be prosecuted. Let us know what you think in the comments. And until next Thursday, thank you for listening.